First of all, why is Foxconn doing this? Tell us more about what you know about the actual fund.
Good morning from Taipei. Well, the key really is for Foxconn to look into the future. As you said, they do make a lot of the Apple devices. Apple is their largest customer right now. But Foxconn itself is a 40-year-old company. Apple has only been a client for about a decade. What they need to do, and they're recognizing this, is they need to look to the future. We know that smartphones are big now. We also know they're going to slow down. So they're investing in this incubator. That's going to be one of the major points, that it's going to be an incubator. So they want to bring in new ideas, help grow those ideas, very similar to the Silicon Valley model, but they want to bring it to Taiwan. And they want to be able to offer the technologies, even if not the end devices. There's a lot of technologies that are involved in things such as wearable devices and connected devices. We know they're involved, for example, in the Google Glass project. And so what they need to do is make sure they've got the technologies available to offer it to companies like Apple or Google or Microsoft, and those companies that will be also developing in the future. And that's going to be the key. They need to be able to offer those extra things to their clients going forward in the future to keep up the revenue, of course, to keep up the profit margins, because in pure manufacturing, profit margins aren't that high.
So obviously Foxconn is perhaps best known for making Apple iPads and iPhones. Apple's also working on an iWatch or some sort of wearable wrist device. What does this mean for their partnership with Apple? Isn't there a conflict of interest?
Yeah, at first people would think so. In fact, Terry Guo himself, the chairman of Foxconn, in June this year at the annual shareholders meeting, showed off. It was a smartwatch that he had, and he was very proud of it because it could actually measure someone's heartbeat and transmit it to a smartphone, an iPhone, of course. And so he was very proud of being able to show off this technology. But in fact, it's not necessarily a conflict. Until now, Foxconn hasn't really gone out and competed with any of its clients. They've been very clear about that. They support their clients. They're not really going out and doing their own branded work. So in fact, what they're trying to do is anticipate what their clients will need. And so when a company like Apple or Google or Microsoft comes to them and says, hey, look, we want to develop this kind of product, of course, Apple does most of that work in Cupertino themselves. They do have facilities in Greater China, such as Shanghai. But, Apple does develop a lot of their own technologies. But they work very closely with their manufacturing partners, such as Foxconn, to work out how to do it, how to bring it out to market, how to do it in mass market. That's one of the key things, to be able to do mass production. And so if Foxconn be a step ahead of that and try and anticipate those needs, they can actually fulfill the needs of their clients rather than actually competing with them.
What other areas of investment do you think Foxconn will be looking at other than wearable technology?
Well, one of the things that we can assume, and we certainly haven't seen necessarily any evidence, is things that go a little bit further, such as medical devices. Now, that's similar to wearables and connected devices. But the thing with medical devices, as we go forward, we've got aging populations around the world, including the US, including Japan, and even in China. Things that can monitor vital signs is certainly an area that Foxconn would be interested in. In fact, Foxconn has a foundation that has its own medical facilities, essentially. That's one aspect of Foxconn that's not well known. So I think it would be a good bet to believe that Foxconn would be looking at things like medical devices. They're also working with the Mozilla Foundation to do the Firefox OS. This has already been announced a few months ago. They're actually building a team of engineers in southern Taiwan to build software, to build the connectivity for smartphones for the Mozilla OS. So they are looking at software, and in terms of their incubator, we can certainly believe that software in new areas, not just pure like iOS apps, which frankly are a little bit stale and boring. There's not a lot of growth or new ideas left. Is certainly the belief in Taiwan. But they'll be looking at areas that can do new, innovative software that can connect into that.